Happy Saturday, Child's Pose, if you're just joining us. And Lavanya, I don't know if you know it or if it's on purpose, that your screen is like, what's the word? Fuzzy? I can't think of the right word. I don't know if it's background, but maybe that's intentional. Okay, perfect. Okay. You'll have to teach me about that. All right, so as long as I can see parts of you, it's great. Reach your arms forward and push your hips back. Again, I'm sorry, I told you to put your arms anywhere you'd like, so feel free to have them out or anywhere else. And just start to settle in. No anticipation, no judgment of where we're going today. It's a beautiful day in May. That's all we're going to think about is breathing and being on our mats, the community of us all together, live or in Zoom. And then if your arms are not outstretched, go ahead and stretch them out. Allow your hips to sink back even further towards your heels. Keep reaching your fingers forward and pushing your hips back, creating as much length as you can from the fingertips to the heels. And then walk your hands over to your right side and take it a little further right than we normally do. So the left hip is connected, but we are reaching a little bit more to the right, a little bit down towards your leg. Just a little bit longer of a stretch on the left side. And the next breath, we come back through center to the other side. A little bit further over to the left. Breathe all the way down to your right hip. Come back to your center, inhale, walk your hands forward. Good, now walk your hands back to your knees, sit up on your heels, bring your legs closer, or sit up on a block. So if you need to separate your knees, if you need to sit up higher, stretch the arms overhead, inhale. Take your palms, interlace your fingers, turn them inside out and upside down, draw the ribs down towards the hips, and just, wiggle a little side to side. Stay upright in the center. Lift your heart, keep your shoulders down, and then turn yourself to the right side. It's not going to be a huge rotation without moving your hips. And then open the arms to a T. Right arm down, left arm up, and just stretch back. Somewhere a hybrid vinyasa, a hybrid camel. That would be an interesting hybrid camel. Inhale, bring the arms up. Interlace your fingers, one finger over, turn the palms in. Turn to the left side. Open your arms to a T. Left arm down, right arm up. Inhale back to center. Interlace your fingers any which way. Lift up and out, and then hands to the floor. Come off your knees. Come stretch your legs out a little bit in front of you, behind you, excuse me. And then come to tabletop position. Separate your hands, shoulders width apart, knees, hips width apart. Cat-cows as you drop your belly, arch your back. Exhale, round and curl, chin to chest, tailbone tucks underneath you. Inhale, arch your back, dip your belly. You can tuck your toes under if that feels right for you. Exhale, round and curl. And then take this to your own pace, using your breath to guide you. Inhale and exhale. And then perhaps as you do that, you might want to think about taking it deeper in both directions. And then perhaps turning this into some circular motion. So making circles all the way back and around. And then let's reverse directions if you're taking that. And then from here, we're going to make our way back to our child's pose, opening the knees wide, reaching the arms out broad. Good. one more breath here, and then rise up on the inhale. Step your right foot in between your two hands. If you have blocks, find your blocks or the floor. Turn your toes straight forward. Walk your back leg back a little bit so you're not on your knee. And then draw your shoulders back and broaden your collarbones. Hug your right hip in and your left hip in towards midline. And breathe. You can close your eyes. You never have to keep your eyes open if it feels right to you. Take a breath. Sink a little bit lower. And then go ahead and straighten your front leg. Pull the right hip back, left hip forward, big toe to the floor. Inhale back to center, bring the arms overhead, reach your arms up. Then exhale as you straighten the front leg, hinge forward, arms by your side, leg doesn't have to straighten. Inhale, rebend, arms up. Exhale, straighten, fold. Arms come right by your side. And you might find the balance is challenged. One more time, inhale. Exhale, straighten. Place your hands to the floor underneath your shoulders. And walk your hands to the outside of the right hip. And then maybe you want to take your block and place your hands on top of the block. And there's going to be a little shifting of the hips to the left, maybe centered. Notice where you're going with this, how you access it. Inhale. Turn yourself back to the center. Rebend your front knee. Step back with your right leg in the air. Tuck your left toes underneath you. Extend your right leg behind you and square your hips. Good. Tuck your left toes underneath and find a three-legged downward dog, hips up in the air. Rise on your left toes, kick your right leg a little higher. Then lower your foot to the floor, downward facing dog. Chest towards your thighs. Measuring out the length of our dog to plank, so come into a plank, push the earth away, round your backs, pull the belly in, knees lifted up, and then push back to downward dog. And then come on back to your knees. Step your left foot forward, hands on the floor blocks, and just hinge forward. Move your back leg back far enough that you're not sitting on your knee, first of all. And I'm going to just pad mine for a second. And you've got a nice long stretch into the front of the back thigh. And just breathe, settle, close your eyes, open your eyes, just go where you need to go. Take yourself inward. And good. Straighten your front leg, fold over it. This one we stay a little centered. Pull the hip back, left hip, right hip forward. You can move your hands forward or back. On blocks, off blocks, higher blocks, no blocks at all. You choose. Inhale, look forward, bend your front knee, and reach the arms up overhead. Inhale. Lift your heart up. Exhale, straighten front leg and hinge as the arms come by your side. Touch down if you have to. Inhale, lift up. Exhale, hinge and straighten. You got to really tighten the hips in. One more time. Inhale up. Exhale, straighten, fold. This time the hands come to the earth. Keep pulling your left hip back as you turn yourself to your left side. Feel free to grab that block and put your hands on the floor block. Outside of the left hip, noticing the sensations that you're feeling. And just, again, notice how you get in and out of places, what you do to accommodate a stretch. Sometimes we try to avoid it a little bit. And then come on back through the center, bend the knee. Take your left leg and swing it back, tuck your right toes underneath you. Lift and lengthen the leg as if the wall were closing in behind it. And then lift up into a three-legged downward dog. Nice and high in your dog. High on your toes, high with your left leg. And then lower everything to the floor, downward facing dog. Inhale, come forward, high plank. You know, after practicing for a while, your body instinctively knows go back and forth. Where to go, how to get there, right? And then we fine tune it. We never land exactly in the same place, but we have an approximate idea. Stay in your downward dog. Soften your knees and walk your hands to your feet at the back of your mat. Forward fold, rise up to your fingertips, shins or block. Exhale, fold yourself in half. Inhale, lengthen. Bring your arms up overhead. Hands to your heart. Bring your feet a little bit closer. Actually, let's bring our feet together. Take a breath. Bend your knees, sit your weight back into your heels. Keep your hands in prayer. Then rise up, arms up on your toes. Exhale, bend your knees, squat down low, chair pose prayer. Inhale on your toes. Exhale down. Warming up the legs all the way up. On your calves, on your toes, excuse me. We're going to do this a few more times, guys, because we're in May, and it's our challenge. Give me some more. Here, 5 more, count to yourself. Go with, well, don't go with me right now, because I'm just changing something on the music. Stay with it, 3 more for most of you. When you are done, stay on your toes. Rise up on your toes. Open the arms. Lower the heels slowly. Exhale, fold over your legs. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, walk your arms out 1 arm's length. Send your weight back to your heels. Inhale, look forward. Walk your hands out another hand print. Put your weight back to your heels. Inhale, walk forward. I guess it's Cindy, right? Hi, Cindy. And then walk yourself until you're in your downward facing dog. Rise up onto your toes, come forward to your high plank, look forward. Either lower to your knees or go halfway down with your legs straight. Upward dog or low belly cobra. Downward dog, hips go in the air. Just in time for your push-up, Cindy, good. High on your tiptoes, bend your knees, look forward. Take a little stroll at the top of your mat. Come halfway up when you get there. And then exhale, fold yourself right back down. Inhale, rise to stand, bring your arms with you overhead. And exhale, bring the prayer to your heart center. Stand in Tadasana for a moment. Notice that pose, and every time you come to it. Feet are grounded firmly from the bottom of the foot, big toe, little toe, ball of the foot. Through the calves and shins, through the hamstrings and quadriceps. Tailbone is pressing down or lengthening down. Ribs are long, shoulders are back, collarbones are spread. Chin parallel to the floor and crown of the head to the sky. Inhale, sweep your arms all the way overhead. Exhale, forward bend, hands to floor, shins or blocks, halfway lift on the inhale. Half salutations just to get a little more length in the spine. Inhale or a little bit more movement. All the way back up to standing, hands to your heart center. Inhale, bring the arms down, up and overhead. Exhale, fold to the floor, hands on floor, shins or blocks. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Ground down through your feet to rise up to stand. And then bring prayer to the heart. One more time, just like that. Inhale, arms up. Lift your heart to the sky. Forward fold, hands to floor, shins, blocks. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, rise to stand. Bring your hands to your heart center. Exhale and settle in. So once again, notice the feet grounding, strong and firm, all the way through the body. Inhale, stretch your arms overhead. Exhale, find your chair pose. Legs can be close or wide. Inhale, come up, bring your knee up. Hinge forward, arms behind you. Inhale, arms up, leg down. Exhale, chair pose. Inhale, leg up. Hinge forward, take your time. Inhale, arms up, leg down, chair pose. These are not counting for our squats, by the way. Inhale, right leg up. Exhale, hinge forward. Find your balance. Inhale, arms up, leg down. Exhale, chair. Good. Inhale, lift up, left leg comes up. Hinge forward, exhale. Inhale, arms up, leg down, chair pose. Inhale, right leg lifts. Exhale, fold and reach the arms back. Stay here and begin to extend your right leg back for warrior three. Arms by your side, palms are facing in like you might be holding a block behind your back. So work into the standing leg now. Left leg is strong. Take a big breath. We're not here forever. Turn your hips square. Bend your front knee and step all the way back into a crescent lunge. Inhale. Hip down. Now bending your back knee will get you lower, and then if you want, you can keep it bent or straighten it out. Hug your hips to center, lift your heart, bring your ribs to your hips. Exhale, we're gonna straighten the front leg and fold over it, arms by your side. Same thing we've been doing now. Big toe presses down, hips square. All right, let's do that 2 more times. Inhale, rebend your front knee. Exhale, just get used to the balance. Fold forward, arms by your side. Doing it a couple times will hopefully bring you a little bit of connection. Bend the knee, arms up. Exhale, fold and straighten. Now from here, we're gonna push off from the back leg. We're gonna bring our knee back up. And then the arms up, leg down, chair. Press up from your chair. Separate your feet and just take a forward fold. Bend your knees and shake it out. And from here, just roll your chin to your chest, come up to standing. Walk your feet a little closer together. Arms by your side, Tadasana. So find your placement for your balance. You might have to be wider, you might have to be closer. Inhale, stretch the arms overhead. Exhale, bend your left knee. Your knees, chair pose. Now, stand up, bring your left knee up. Hinge forward with your torso, arms back. And then shoot the leg back for warrior three with your arms by your side. Try to bring that left hip, left shoulder down so you're squared. Take a breath. Step back, crescent lunge. So you're still facing forward. Arms up, hips low, bend your knee. Tuck your tailbone underneath you so your shoulders are stacked on top of your hips. Good. Inhale, begin to stretch the leg back. Exhale, straighten and fold over your front leg. Good. Inhale, bend your knee. If you're hating this, it means you need to do it. Exhale, straighten, fold. We all know what that means. We avoid. Inhale, arms up, bend the knee. Exhale, hinge forward, straight leg. Now stay in this position. The torso remains the same, crown of the head down. Begin, it might have to take you 10 steps to get your foot off the floor, but get your foot off the floor just for the breath to move us back. Inhale, knee up, arms up. Actually, the arms are out first, then the arms are up. Feet down, hands to your heart. Separate your feet again. Take a peace finger grip around your big toes. Look up halfway, forward fold, exhale. Inhale halfway. Release your hands to the floor, step to high plank. Choose your way to downward dog. Bend the elbows, don't bend the elbows. Take a bunch of push-ups and meet in downward dog. Breathe in, breathe out. Walk to the back of your mat. Forward fold. Send your weight a little bit into the balls of your feet. Bring your feet closer together. Bend your knees. Inhale, chair pose. Exhale, prayer to the heart. Squat down. Rise up onto your toes. Here we go. Exhale down. Inhale on your toes. Don't you love the way we're just sneaking in these little glute challenges this week, this month? Right? Maybe I shouldn't have told you that we're doing that. You got 6 more. Go on your own or with me. 6, 5, 4. Find focus, gang. 3. 2 more. And here's the good news. Today is Saturday. Tomorrow is Sunday. You get a day off. Not from yoga. Stay on your toes. From your glutes. And lower down. Hands to your heart. Separate your feet. Forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. And of course, the good news is that this is only week 1, so we only have a shorter amount of exercises to do. Arms out in front of you. Keep walking until you find your downward facing dog. Stay in a dog, or take a flow. Take a lot of push-ups, take 9. Rise onto your toes, bend your knees, and take yourself to the top of your mat. Halfway lift when you get there. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, rise to stand. Bring your arms with you. Exhale, bring your hands to your heart. Take your amount of foot separation for your chair pose. Inhale, the arms up. Exhale, bend the knee. Inhale, lift the right leg up. Exhale, hinge forward, arms back. Right leg swings back, warrior 3, just for the breath now. Exhale, big step back, crescent lunge. Straighten your leg and fold, hinge forward. Put the weight in your front leg, release your back leg, warrior 3, and then bring the knee to the chest. Rise up, leg down, arms up, chair pose. Forward fold, let it go. Halfway lift, inhale. Rise to stand, bring the arms with you. Exhale, prayer to the heart. Inhale, arms up, bend your knees, chair pose. Good. Lift the left leg up, hinge forward, arms back. And then shoot that leg back, warrior 3 for the breath this time. Exhale, step all the way back. Big giant step into your crescent. Exhale, straighten the front leg, hinge forward. Take your weight into your front leg and fly. Doesn't matter how many times you get there. Bring the knee to your chest. Bring your arms up, legs down, chair pose. And then forward fold. Separate your feet hips width apart. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Walk your hands over to your right side. Keep your hips squared. So think about, as you turn your torso to the right, drawing your hips not to the left so much as to the center. So you might not get that huge rotation that you're thinking about. And then walk to the other side. And then just, again, notice the difference from side to side. The tendency is to shift your hips to the right. See now if you can bring your hips to the center as you move your torso to the right, left. I don't know if I'm squared. I think I am, but I have to look at two. And then come on back to center. Good. Halfway lift on your inhale. Step to plank. Take a vinyasa or go right to downward dog. We'll meet at downward dog. Bring your feet close together. Rise up onto your toes. Now lift your right leg in the air, but keep the toes down, so keep the hips squared. Then lower your left heel to the floor. So we're not opening up the hip, we're keeping the hip in that neutral position, squared off. Stay with your leg in the air if you can. Shift to plank with your leg off the floor. Then bring your knee to your chest, round curl. Step the right leg all the way through. Go ahead, back up and find your crescent lunge. Without hinging forward, straighten your front leg. Now turn your back foot on its side and turn your torso to the left side. setting up your triangle. Pull back with the left arm, pull forward with the right. Bring your tailbone underneath you. So if you can see yourself in the side mirror, your camera, make sure this is not happening. So try to align yourself so your shoulders are over hips. Your back toes are turned in a little bit, a lot for some. They might be shorter stance for some. Pull back with your left arm a little bit more. Gaze over your right hand. Now flip your palms to the sky. Move your hips to the left. Reach out of your torso to the right. And when you come down, slice the air, hand on the inside of the right shin, on top of behind, with a block. And then left arm, let's put the left arm, actually put the left hand on your shoulder rather than your hip for a second. Now, just draw your shoulder, your torso, so your shoulders begin to stack. Push down firmly through your big toe in the right leg. Lift out of your right waistline so you're not dumping into that crease. And then lift the left arm up, triangle pose. Stacking shoulders, stacking hips, squeeze inner thighs towards each other. Rotate outer thighs away from each other. Good, one more breath. Inhale, look down. Reach up and reverse the triangle. Exhale, take your hands to the floor, bend your front knee a little bit just to step your back foot in a little bit closer and straighten the leg again. So now both hips are forward. You should be able to see both feet. They're not on tight ropes. Blocks are always, always handy here. Bring your hands to your hips and rise up to stand. So once you get up again, you might find that you have to change your stance a little bit wider, a little bit closer, a little bit of both. Right hand on your hip, left arm up in the air. So pull the right shoulder back, square off your hips. There's, all these tendencies going on in our hips. Now hug your hips towards midline. Reach up and forward. Shake my hand. Hello, nice to meet you. Keep the length in your torso. Then rotate hand inside, outside, foot, shin, or block on any height. If you're using the hand outside the foot, bring it back so that maybe your hand is near your shin. And then square yourself to the right side. Keep hugging to midline, right arm comes up. So remember that twist we did way back when on the outside of our legs? We did it twice. Remember it or not. But now your body might have the memory of this outer hip drawing in and rotation. One more breath. Good, exhale, fold. Fold over your right leg. Lengthen your spine, inhale. And just step back to a down dog. Both feet back, chest towards your thighs. Come up high on your right toes. Left leg in the air, toes down. Then lower the right heel. So keep your hips square. Hug everything to midline. Push the leg back away from your hip. Keep your leg in the air as you shift to plank, hovering the foot off the floor. Knee to chest, round and curl. Look forward, step forward. Good, come up into your crescent lunge. Inhale. Straighten your front leg. And then turn your back foot on its side. Open your shoulders. Nice in. And so again, we're going to put our hands on the hips right now to bring the right hip down, left hip up, so your hip pelvis is level. Reach your arms out, pull your arms back now. Good, reach and breathe. Inhale, flip your palm, move your hips back, and move your torso forward. Reach, reach, reach. Left hand inside, outside, foot, shin, or block. Right hand on your shoulder, and bring the shoulder back so you can stack them. Lift out of your left bottom side waistline. Knees are lifted, strong energy through both sides of your body. Triangle pose. Good, can you feel it? I can feel it. One more breath. Good, inhale, come up and reverse that. Exhale, bend your front knee, windmill your hands down to the floor blocks, Step your back foot a little bit closer, hips width at least, and then fold over your right shin. Inhale, and exhale, fold. Pyramid pose. Keep your left big foot, big toes on the floor. Inhale, hands to your hips, rise up to stand, come all the way up. So again, when you get up, you might find, I don't feel like I'm so level, I don't feel like I'm in the right place. Left hand on your sacrum, right arm up in the air. So Cindy, you have that blur too. I've got to learn how to do that. All right, lift and lengthen, and reach out. My husband showed me how to do it on my camera. Reach, 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 reach. Now rotate, right hand outside the foot or inside foot shin or block. So if it is outside, maybe bring it back a little bit further than you're used to. Lengthen your spine as you rotate, and then the left arm comes up. So it's that stretch that we were doing, that IT band stretch earlier, and now we've got a little bit more movement in the body, and the arm comes up perhaps. Keep finding length in your spine, keep hugging your hips to midline. And then on this exhale, we fold over. Halfway lift, inhale. Good, step back, downward dog. Take a vinyasa or skip, and we'll meet back in dog. Walk your hands to your feet, back of your mat. Forward fold, inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold, bring yourself up, round your spine to come up to standing. Hands to your heart, exhale, feet together. Just 5 this time, bend your knees, squat. Inhale, rise on your toes. 4 more of those, then we're done for the day, ladies and gentlemen. 3 not for your class, just for your challenge. 2, Lavanda's like, what's going on? So this month is glute challenge, last month was a core challenge. And stay on your toes, high, high, high. Lower your heels, separate your feet, and forward fold. Let it go. Inhale, walk yourself into your downward dog. Keep your weight into your heels as long as you can. Bring your feet together. Right leg lifts in the air, toes down, hips square. Shift into your plank. Right knee to your chest, step forward. Turn your back foot on its side. Open up. Warrior 2 for the breath, straighten the leg. Good. Shorten your stance if you'd like. Move your torso to the right for your triangle pose. Right arm down, left arm up. Good. Inhale, rise up and reverse this. Now this time, exhale, bend your right knee. Place your right hand in front or to the side or on a block, and lift up your left leg for your half moon pose. Hug your hips to the midline, left arm up. Lift out of your waist, press down firmly to your right leg. Half moon pose. Take another breath, find some peace in this powerful pose. On the exhale, look down, hand down, square your hips. Have a block in front of your foot, keep the left hand down. Hug your right hip in, and then bring your right hand to your hip. Begin to rotate, that same feeling that we had in our triangle or our revolve triangle, same feeling we had in that IT band stretch. Hug your hip in towards the midline. It's all the same. Sometimes it's in balance, sometimes it's, feet are down. All right, so revolved half moon pose. Keeping everything as it is, bring your left foot 2 to 3 feet down. Move your hand back on top of, in front of your shin, foot, floor, and twist back into your nice big revolve triangle. Exhale, release your hand to the outside of the right foot, everybody. Maybe move your block with you, and just come onto the edges of both feet. So you're scissoring your legs, you're on the outer edge of right and left leg. Breathe. It's actually not quite as intense as when our feet are down, but hug your hips to center. And And then slowly come on back in. Fold over your right leg. Inhale, look forward. Step to downward facing dog, hips up in the air. Stay here or take your vinyasa. Always your choice. Take extra, take less. Feet together, inhale, left leg high, not too high, right toes are down. It might be high for some of you, but it's not an open hip. Shift forward to plank with your foot off the floor. Knee to chest round and curl. Step it all the way through, turn your back foot on its side. And just for the breath, come into warrior two, and then straighten your front leg. Move your back foot in once or twice, or keep it where it is. Stack shoulders, hips. Move your hips to the right, move your torso to the left for your triangle pose. Left arm down, right arm up. And find all the lengthening that we've talked about, out of the waistline, out of the hips, the pelvis level. As level as you can get it. Look down, inhale, reverse your triangle. And this time exhale, left hand to the outside in front of left foot. Right hand can move to your hip. Block is always acceptable. Half moon balance, right arm can come up when you're ready. Keep your eye gaze down until you feel balanced, and then you could begin to look up towards your right hand. But think mostly about hugging your left hip underneath you. That's your support, that's your balance, that's your foundation. So that standing leg is the one that really counts here. The other leg is incidental. Very nice. Take your right arm over your right shoulder, guys, right up to the sky. That's it, Sin, that's better. Take another breath. And now take your right hand down, square your hips. Have a block if you use it. Right hand stays on the block floor. Left hand on your hip, rotate. Left arm up. Reach the crown of your head forward. So, and I've been guilty of it myself, we tend to turn towards the back and twist our neck towards the back. I'd rather you look down or keep the crown of your head forward and turn more of your eye gaze up. And then exhale, take your right foot down. And then take your twisted triangle. Your choice where you place your hands now. Breathe in and out. Now, release both hands outside your left leg. And then spin on, kind of scissor your legs and fold in the center. You might be on a block. Breathe in, breathe out. Awesome job, guys. Come on back to center and fold over your left leg. Inhale, look forward. Find your downward facing dog. And choose your way into a vinyasa. Skip it, add it. Meet back in dog. Get high up on your toes. Lift your right leg high in the sky. Keep it close still. So we're not opening the hip, but we're higher on our toes, so we'll get a little bit more length. Right leg steps all the way to the front. Inhale, reach your arms all the way up overhead. Good. Exhale, hinge forward, bring your arms by your side. Take your left arm down, right arm up, twist. Shoulders stack on top of each other. Now, keep your arms where they are and lower your left knee to the floor. Reach your right arm back towards your left foot, and perhaps lift your left foot off the floor and hold on to the foot. Once you get there, decide do you want to move your left hand forward to the floor, to the blocks, or are you good where you are? Hug your hip towards the midline, look over your right shoulder. And here too, today, if you want to roll to the outer edge of your right foot, Keep pulling your left foot in. It's your choice. If you're holding onto the foot, release it. If your foot is open, that's okay, keep it there. Take your hands inside. Take your left arm down to the floor or block and open up with the right hand, opening a little bit deeper into that hip. And then come on back to center. Turn your toes forward. Release your hands to the floor, separate them on either side of your foot. Take your left toes, tuck them under, and move your knee back a little bit, and straighten your front leg, fold over it. Turn your right hip back, left hip forward, and then choose, do you want to go into a full or split? So you can heel toe your foot forward. You can have blocks on either side of your legs, holding on to them. This is what the beauty of blocks is. Or some of you, if you're close enough, you can put the block onto your right thigh. So there's a lot of variations here. You can also stay in the half split. Those of you who are super flexy, maybe have your legs all the way straight. Some of you can bring your arms up. Right? I'm supported. There's nothing, no shame in that. I can. There you are. Now those of you in a split, slowly begin to release the leg. Bring it in, bring it in, bring it in. Take your time. Tuck your back toes underneath you. And now let's open the right hip to the side. Shake it out. And good. Release it to the floor. Inhaling and exhaling. Inhale with your left leg high on your right toes. Exhale, step it through. Rise up to your crescent lunge. Inhale. Lower your hips, even if you bend your knee. And then exhale, hinge forward. Right arm down, left arm up. Take your twist. Hug your hips in. Crown of the head to the sky, to the front. So rather than looking back at your left tricep or your left shoulder, keep your eye gaze to your left side. Crown of the head forward. And then lower the right knee to the floor. Reach your left arm back behind you. And see if you want to catch your foot in your hand. Once you do that, maybe your right hand comes forward or down. See where it takes you. Every one of us will most likely look different from each other. Now here, if you want to spin out that left hip a little bit, you can do that as well. If you're holding onto your back foot, let it go. Bring your hands to the floor. Perhaps you come onto your forearms. And the left hand maybe to your left inner thigh as you rotate. Good, make your way back to center. Separate your hands. And take your half split. So, again, see if this is enough for you. It certainly is. Or if you want a little bit more, you might want to use your blocks to help guide you into it. Maybe you support yourself. I'm not going to put my knee down on this back leg. Not too much. Breathe in, breathe out. Just take a few breaths. Good. When you're ready to come out of it, just start to heel toe your front leg back. Tuck your right toes underneath you. Hands to the floor. This is the three-legged dog. Open hip. Bend and straighten. And then square yourself off. Choose one more time to take a vinyasa. Skip it. Add push-ups to it. We'll meet in downward facing dog. From your downward facing dog, just turn to my mat. Walk your hands back to your feet. Don't worry. Open your feet wide and have a seat in the center of your legs. Take your arms inside your thighs. Tuck your tailbone underneath you. Breathe. Good. Lengthen your spine. Sit on a block if you need to. 1 or 2 blocks is always fine. And then walk your hands out in front of you. Hug your knees around your triceps. And then begin to shift your weight forward. Choose to stay or maybe lift your feet off the floor, touching your toes together. So this is a crow variation where your knees are on the outside of your triceps. But if you want to put your knees on top of your triceps, that's fine. If you are here, take a few breaths. Find your final placement. And then lower your feet, lower your hips towards the floor, bring your hands to your heart. And then wherever you can, lower your hips to the floor. If you're on a block, sit on a block, and when you're ready, you take it out. And just straighten your legs and take a little Jackalanasana towards the front of your mat. Not all the way forward, maybe a third of the way back and forth. Breathe in. Take your right knee and place it in line with your sitting bones. So you should have space between your foot and your inner thigh. And then just hug your arms around your leg. Straighten the left leg and make it very active. Inhale and exhale. Hold on with your left arm. Take your right arm back behind you. Inhale. Deepen the twist on the exhale. Keep the twist, look forward. Come forward with your torso. Place your right knee on top of your left knee, like a shoelace. And then relax both feet. Lift your spine, inhale. And then walk yourself to the first point of resistance in your left hamstring. And see if that's enough, or do you want more? You can use a towel, a strap, or you can just keep yourself a little bit more upright if you need it. Okay? So I don't have a flexed left foot, it's just relaxed. So you might be able to find a little bit more space. Inhale, walk your hands back in. Bring your right knee forward. Put the heel on the floor like you're giving your kid driving lessons and you're stopping the brake. That's your brake. Interlace your fingers underneath the ball of the foot. Bring your knee to your chest. Now back that left leg active again as you straighten your right leg as best you can. Inhale and exhale. Good. So try to move yourself towards your sitting bones. Sitting on a block will help as well. Holding on if you can, lower your leg. And then just let go over your legs. Formless. And then roll your spine to sit up. Good. Bend your knees, place your feet on the floor, hands behind you, lift your hips up. Just do a little reverse tabletop here, get a little relief. And then lower your hips. Extend the right leg out. Bend the left knee, line up with the sitting bone, and the foot is there's a hand between your foot and your inner thigh. Lift yourself up nice and tall. So this will help you get tall. This leg is active. Right hand stays. Left arm moves behind you. Inhale. Twist to the left. Exhale. I didn't say this on the other side, but try to keep that left hip down. There's a tendency to rock into your right side. Keep the twist, but look forward. And then come forward. Take your left knee on top of your right knee, as best you can. And then relax the foot and just fold over wherever it goes. Inhale, sit up. Uncross your legs, left heel on the floor, it's driver's ed. Interlace your fingers underneath your foot, doesn't have to change the grip. And then bend the knee in and engage the right leg and see if you want to straighten the leg any amount. So straps again, straps, towels. Lift your heart. Breathe in and out. Now, nice and easy. Hold on to the leg as you fold forward and then let go of everything, just let it go. Roll up to sit up. Hands behind you, knees bent, lift your hips up, give yourself a little bit of a stretch out, shoulders, hips, and then come on back down. So just check behind you to make sure when you come down that you'll have mat behind you. Bring your legs hips width apart, hold on under your thighs, sit up nice and tall, inhale, chin to chest, round your back, pull your belly in. Keep your feet grounded, no more driver's ed, and then roll down slowly, one vertebrae at a time. Take your time. When you get to the shoulders off the floor, release your hands behind your head, lift your legs off the floor, lift your head and shoulders a little higher, and then stretch your legs to the sky. Lift your belly into your spine, lift your hips up, reach your hands to your feet for 3, 2, and 1. Head down, knees down. Open your arms to a T, move your hips right, let your knees fall to the left, twist. Inhale through center, move your hips to the left, knees fall to the right, twist. Oops. Inhale, come back to center. Hug your hands around your shins, fingers, wrists, elbows. Flex your feet and lengthen your tailbone down. Push your knees against your arms or whatever you're holding on to. And then extend your legs back in the air. Bring your arms down by your side. Not necessarily under you, but some of you might like that. Lengthen your legs out of your hips. Pull your belly into your spine, ribs down towards your hips. And point your toes. Start to lower your legs all the way to the floor. Keep pointing and reaching away from your center. Reach out of your hips. When your legs touch the floor, roll onto your forearms. Lift your heart. Head lightly touches the floor. Option to stay with this positioning or lift your legs and arms up. To come out of this, bring your hands, legs down, chin to your chest, and roll down slowly. Draw the knees back up to the chest. Cross right over left, once or twice. Hold on to your ankles, shins, thighs, and then see if you can bring your feet down to the floor. 1 or 2. Let go of your legs and then move them over to the left side twist. If having the bind just, complicates this twist for you, let go of the bind. Uncross the legs, come back to center. Give a nice big hug to your knees. Cross your left knee over your right knee, grab the ankles, shins, or toes. And then see if you can place 1 or 2 feet on the floor. Open your arms to a T and let your knees fall fall to the right side. And again, if this is just too much crossing of the knees, then undo that. Good, uncross your legs, come back to center. Hug your knees all the way in, give yourself a nice big hug. Lift your head and shoulders up. Come into a tight, tight ball. And then lower your head. One leg at a time, lower your legs. Stretch your arms over your head. Cross your left ankle over your right ankle and grab your left wrist with your right and just stretch over to the right side. And switch your bodies. Right over left, left arm pulls the right arm. I will forever think of you, Lori, in this pose. Anytime I do it. And then make your way back to center. Uncross both arms and legs. Release your arms down by your side. Start to scan your body for any points of tension that might remain. Scan your body from head to toe, toe to head. And let go of all tension, all distractions, all thoughts, sounds. And let go. Begin to deepen your breath. Bring your awareness back into this space, to this time. And just begin to make small movements back in your body. Or of course, stay longer on your mat. Just turn off the sound. When you're ready, draw your knees to your chest and take a side to lie on. And slowly bring yourselves up to a comfortable seat. Bring your hands to your heart. Honor yourselves for showing up, doing the work. And every time we get on the mat, we rise to the occasion. Learn our bodies and how to manipulate them healthfully without the ego getting involved. And bow down to each other. Om Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Om peace, peace, peace. Namaste. Namaste, Satnam, go in peace. Have a wonderful day, weekend, till I see you again. Next week we'll be filming live in New York City. Stay home safe and stay healthy. Get vaxxed.